I'm going to start with you first, Adam. You know, it is interesting that Donald Trump in the past has said that he loves the fountainhead. He sort of, sees or identifies with the main character there, Howard Rourke, and the idea or the notion of mediocrity, I think, is something that Americans have come to live with. So maybe this is a good thing at the right time.
Well, first of all, I'm a little bit more of a fan of Atlas Shrugged. Now, suffice it to say, Charles, Atlas Shrugged is 1,100 pages. I'm still not through it. But if you had to pick a line out of there, it is probably this line, that devotion to the truth is the hallmark of morality. And what we're doing right now and what we're seeing with Donald Trump is he's taking on the truth with creative minds, people outside the box that are willing to take on a system that's tolerated mediocrity for far too long. And the only way, I think, Charles, we're actually going to be able to make progress against a system that's kind of let us down is by unleashing this talent that we haven't used before to try to take the debt down, grow a GDP at 4% or better, and to try to push the envelope by saying we will not rationalize or tolerate things that are not working. We're going to try something different. Do we know how it's going to turn out yet? No.
Right,
but
of course
it's
not.
Long due that we try to do something like this and with this kind of talent.
Let Jonathan, please.
Well, but before our guest quotes Atlas Shrugged, don't you think he should at least finish it? I mean, Trump is the opposite of an Ayn Rand hero. He is completely opposed, Charles, to everything objectivism stands for, everything Ayn Rand wrote about. Forget even capitalism. I mean, he talked in the New York Times a couple days ago about he's against free markets. Even something as metaphysically basic.
I don't think he ever said he was against free markets, Jonathan. I think he's against the way free markets have evolved under American leadership.
Charles, he said it in the New York Times. He said he's against free markets. Even more than that, this just demonstrates how powerful Ayn Rand is, that the right tries to cozy up and try to act like her when they're not. Certainly Donald Trump is not. And the left takes every opportunity to smear her because only objectivism has the answers. Donald Trump is not an objectivist.
Well, I tell you this much, John. You know what? I think I see parallels. And I think the American public, whether they've even read the novels or not, probably would agree that there are certainly parallels, particularly, again, against the backdrop of what we've been through more recently.
Absolutely. You know, first off, a shared reading list is not a question that the confirmation hearings will include. Secondly, Trump already told us during his campaign that he is going to pick business people to get America back on track. So he's picked some CEOs to serve on the board of Make America Great Again. And with that said, he wants to make sure that he brings a business mind to Washington. A long list of lawmakers are good at red tape and a red bottom line with a huge national debt. And that's not good for America.
And you know, I mean, Adam, here's the thing. And I know you want to get back in because maybe you feel like Jonathan took a swipe at you, and I want to let you back in. But it's not just that Donald Trump has picked a bunch of CEOs. He's picked people of enormous success, people who abhor failure, who never accept failure. And I think he wants to bring that sort of thinking, that sort of perfectionist thinking, outside the establishment sort of thinking, which I think is a hallmark of Rand's work. Go ahead, Adam.
What is the key to success of any CEO? It's bottom line, but bottom line more than just profits. It's making things work, addressing challenges, and there are many of them that come at the top CEOs in America, and figuring out how to get around that. Judge these nominees ultimately not by what they say but what they do. And I think if you have to go in any sense of confidence, look at what they've done in terms of moving jobs and prosperity in a very, very difficult and competitive world. I'm very excited by these choices. Do I know for sure, Charles,
no one knows for sure.
All be perfect? Of course not.
Final word,
but
real quick.
Thank God.
Jonathan, final word. I understand that you didn't like some of the rhetoric during the campaign, but I really thought by looking at some of these selections between the generals, between the CEOs, that you would have felt like, hey, okay, you know what? This is a guy who really may be ideologically on the same page with Capitalistpig.
No, Charles, absolutely. He's not a capitalist. And if these people are good in business, Charles, they should stay in business. Right. Government is not a business. It should not be run by that. Government is the purview of force. Private enterprise is the purview of trade. So, I mean, to me, this demonstrates fascism. Rand had nothing good about to say about fascism. The intermingling of business and private enterprise. That's what this is.
We're going to have to leave it there. With $20 trillion in debt and a fading economy, I think Americans want to give this a shot, and they are. So we'll see how it works out. Guys, thank you all very much. Next.